I am such a huge fan of BabyFace. Anyone who's listened to me for any length of time knows that BabyFace is by far one of my most favorite artists. Do you want to know who else I'm a fan of? Anita Baker. Between those two musical legends, they have produced some of the best romantic music you have ever heard. And so I was quite excited to hear that they would be touring together, and they were doing that until recently when they had a falling out. Apparently having to do with disagreements as to how the tour will be conducted, who is the headliner. I was hearing rumors that BabyFace thought he is a co-headliner, whereas the Anita Baker camp thought that he was more like a guest, whereas Anita would be the headliner. So it was a case of, are we on equal footing, or are you the star and am I the underling? Is the kind of vibe I was picking up from a lot of the chatter that was going on. You see, because a lot of this is shrouded in a mystery. All parties are being intentionally vague about the reasons for the fallout. And speaking of fallout, this would not be the first time that Anita Baker and BabyFace are having a fallout. Previously, BabyFace took Anita Baker to court for not paying him the royalties he felt were owed to him for the production of one of her more recent singles. BabyFace produced a song for Anita Baker, which, by the way, can I just say, it is quite amazing that Toni Braxton's first album, the entirety of the songs, or nearly all of the songs that BabyFace ended up writing for Toni Braxton, were initially written for Anita Baker. And so Toni Braxton recorded the demos for those songs that were shipped off to Anita Baker, because it's what you do when you are commissioned to produce and write songs. You know, as a songwriter, if an artist reaches out to you, you produce the material and then you send it out for them to review with someone else doing a demonstration of the vocals, of how the song would sound like. So Toni Braxton was the featured vocalist on those demos, and Anita Baker heard the songs and for some reason or other decided to not record that music at that time. And at her insistence, she insisted that to BabyFace that in fact they should just let the girl on the demo release the song. And that is how the phenomenon known as Toni Braxton was born. Quite interesting, wouldn't you say? So we all waited for a future collaboration, an actual collaboration between Anita Baker and BabyFace, which did eventually happen. And do you remember the album? If I remember, the album was called You're My Everything, and from that album was a duet that BabyFace sang with Anita Baker called Like We Used To. And he wrote and produced it, for which he was supposed to be paid money, and apparently he was not. So he took Anita Baker to court for that, and I'm not too sure how that got resolved. And it just got messy, man. As to why they decided to go on tour together years later, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea, but it looks like that bad blood just kept piling up. To where if you were to take a look at Anita Baker's more recent tweets, it's like you can't even believe what's going on. I mean, as mature and as respectable as you'd think she ought to be, she is literally mudslinging and just ragging on BabyFace and saying some unkind and unflattering things about him. I saw a tweet she put out in which she shared a screenshot of an article alleging that he had to pay $37,000 per month in child support to his ex-wife who divorced him recently. And I'm like, wait, what does that have to do with it? Why would you be posting that? Trying to make him look bad, clowning him? For what reason would Anita Baker do that? Then when predictably BabyFace's fans hit back saying, stop being a clown, Anita, be better. And let's just say the internet is what it is, and some people were quite rude to her. And then she used that and played victim, saying, oh, BabyFace, your toxic fans are coming after me, so please, can you rein them in? And she used that, the abuse, or I should say the negative response she got from BabyFace's fans, as justification for why she is in the right in the ongoing dispute between her and BabyFace. It's quite disappointing, I have to say. I have tremendous respect for both artists. I mean, musically, these people, to me, are gods and goddesses. I mean, they're divine. I mean, just where to even begin? And so to see them behaving this way at their age, it's just, BabyFace is like, 64? Anita must be older or about the same age. And can't the adults in the room just sit together and work this out? Why must they throw this kind of shade? Now, for Babyface, on his part, he's not the one throwing shade. He's mostly keeping mum and being vague about it. And he did put out a tweet in which he expressed regret for no longer being a part of the tour. And then so it left all of us to speculate until Anita Baker just started making all this noise and trying to make him look bad. Now, I don't know if it would behoove Babyface to, rein in some of his more angry fans, because Anita Baker is using that as an excuse. She's pointing to the fans and saying, you see, I'm the victim now. I'm being harassed and targeted. And so that's why I had to take Babyface off the tour, because of his fans. It's a big mess. I do hope they do better. At this point, can they mend fences? You know what they say about old people? They are so hard-headed and so stuck in their ways. Grumpy old men, and in this case, grumpy old woman. I do not see them making up at all. And ain't that sad?